Okay, welcome back. Here, gonna get started again. It's probably gonna be another long build, so get right to it. I want to get this machines here built. So this here, a crafting table and a piston and an iron ingot is going to make a rolling machine, and that's one of the items out of Railcraft. I'm gonna toss that right there because that's kind of my Railcraft spot. And you might be wondering what I'm going to be using Railcraft for. Well, all of these forestry items, they're going to be producing a lot of resources. You know, like wood and saplings and sugarcane and cacti and peat and wheat and all sorts of fun stuff. And I've got to get that from out here into here. And I could just use Buildcraft teleport pipes, but I've done that before and it definitely works and it's functional, but I think something that Minecraft is really good at is over-engineering. So what I think I'm going to try and do is use Railcraft to actually bring things back via minecarts. So it'll be something interesting and a little bit over-engineered, but that's okay. What else do I have here? And this is going to be another item from Thaumcraft, because I just want to get it built so it's done and out of the way. So I need a glass bottle, a feather, an ink sac, 3 gold, and some stone. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I'm just going to refer to it as the Q block. And I've got a little spot right over here all cleaned out. I actually had to move this wall a little bit, but it works just like an enchanting table, so it has to be surrounded with books, with bookcases, or other items. So here's the interface. Success, failure, loss. Cool. Anyway, we'll just leave that there for now. We'll come back to that. Definitely not this episode, but in a future one. So here, I'm going to take some bricks and some blue alloy ingots. Blue alloy ingots are made in the alloy furnace with some nickelite and tin. And that was working pretty good for me, but this here is going to work a little bit better. A Bluetricity alloy furnace. So that's going to replace that one there, because this here is just burning coal, and which is all fine and dandy, but coal is still kind of valuable. So we'll replace that in a minute. Next we have some of this here. What I'm going to make is going to assist in the in my sorting system that I'm going to try and get to. So we've got 8 paintbrushes, and let's see if we've got paint cans. So we'll make some cans of paint, which I'm going to need. These can be put in here. So those will come in handy. So I'm going to need some of this stuff here. So some more blue alloy ingots with some wool. It's going to get me my blue alloy wires, which I'll need. Let's see. Let's start with these here. So these blue doped wafers and these red doped wafers are again made in the alloy furnace with silicon wafers, which come from, if you take a saw and a silicon boule, here we are, one of these things, which are made in the alloy furnace. Oh, cool. So some coal and some sand, and that will get you the silicon boule. Those can be cut into the wafers, and the wafers add either Nikolite will make the blue doped wafers, and redstone will make the red doped wafers. So for in here, I'm going to do this. And we've got some solar panels. I need solar panels these here are not like industrial craft solar panels, they're specifically for Bluetricity. We're going to need those for the sorting machine. So these here are going to make the batteries. So 4 of these batteries, I think it's this in this pattern, will make a battery box. So that's going to come in handy. Now let's see, I've got a piston, got some gold and some cobblestone. Whoa, that was kind of cool. So, I believe that's going to be for the filter. Yes. Some cobblestone, a piston, and some red doped wafers. I think I need 2. Apparently only have enough to make 1. Where's that again? Some gold, and got ourselves a filter. Filter. Yeah, I think I miscalculated here because I think I'm going to need another filter. So, but I'm going to make a sorting machine with the filter and the red doped wafers. And my blue alloy ingot gets me my sorting machine. So I think that's all of those machines built. So I am going to need another filter, so I'll do that in just a second. And I will be right back once I've got, I think I need a few more things, so I'll be right back when I've got those together. So I just came over here to check on my my centrifuge here, and did anybody notice this when I placed it in my last episode? There we go. That's not gonna work. They are going to get pumped into that direction, yeah. That's exactly what I thought, so I'll have to fix that in a second. That's okay, they will get pumped out if I grab just one of these and put it in there. So that'll get pumped back out of there. Perfect. Beautiful. Yeah, you just keep on making me queens. Excellent. Okay. So that's that. Alright, I'll be right back. So I'm just making another battery because, or battery box because I need one for my blue alloy furnace. And as I was making some batteries up, I using some just basically dropping large stacks of copper and tin there, and I misclicked and I used up all but 1 of my copper, so I'm definitely have to go mining. So I got some 7 extra batteries here, but I will need them eventually, but right now I only didn't really want to spend that much copper on it. But I can pull this here up now, and where do I want to place this? I think I might do it right over here. Let's place that blue alloy furnace. Do I want to face that? Yeah, I think I'll do it that way. Okay. So, one of those. Use 2 of those. may need some of that. Drop some of this junk off. Don't need that. Okay. That's the right one. Yep. So I can put that right like that. Get this piece of dirt there. Put down the battery box here. And just like that. So let's see if this is actually getting power. Yep, slowly but surely it will be getting power. Excellent. So now let's dirt out of here. So now, right, sorting machine. I'm going to start building that. I need to think about how I want to do this and play around probably before I explain everything what I'm going to do. So I will be right back. So one thing I completely forgot to make was some pneumatic tubes. That's going to be the way I transport all these items into all these chests. So I know I'm going to start them up here. That. So that's the start. Now you can see that all these are all connected. Well, that's actually what we're going to use those paint cans for. If you paint them different colors, they won't connect to each other. But that starts that. I will need the sorting machine on here. This end. I'll have to change that. That. Yes, like that. And I'll need another tube here. Like that. While I was thinking, I just ran over and grabbed a bucket of, grabbed my bucket and went to that oil, little oil geyser that was over there. So, complicated interface. We'll explain that soon. So I'll take my battery box and my solar panel and get up top here. Do it just like this. And this one solar panel will be more than enough to power this once it powers right up to full. Yep, just starting there. So now I think just trying to make this as compact as I can. So I need to put a filter here, and then tube. But I don't like the way that is. It's getting to be a little bit too long for my liking, so I'm just gonna pull this off. So what I think, this chest is nearly empty. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I know, but I don't have an axe. See, I can hear what you were saying. You're saying, why don't you use an axe to chop that chest? Well, because I didn't have one. Alright, so, I'm going to try and put this filter this way. Is that going to work? Now the question is, if I have the filter here, the filter's going to pull out of an inventory. But does that inventory, can it be just a chest like that? Or does it have to have a tube attached to it? I think it might have to actually have a tube attached to it. But that's okay, I've got, it's going to work out good. Or work out well, depending on know you're saying that's connected, but by the time I'm done, it won't be. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. But I still have room for it. So these here are going to need a redstone pulse in order to activate. So I'll use a simple timer, and I'll probably put the timer down here somewhere, and to power both of these, I'll run some cabling or some other creative, probably something a little bit more creative than that. But yes, so there'll be some redstone wiring on there, and that will work just fine. This one here, it's obviously connected, but I can just paint it up, and then it won't be anymore. So that's, I'll have to experiment with that, but I think I'll be okay. So, now I'm going to have to make, well, I'm going to clean up my inventory for a second, and I'll be right back. Okay, so, got my paint can, and I'll need flax seeds, and then some dyes. So there's my gray paint, and here's some purple, indigo, white, orange, yellow, red, and green. So now that I have all these paint cans, I need to put it on a brush before I can actually paint things. So that's how we put them on the brushes, and I'm going to run out of space in my inventory before I'm done. So I will come back, and once I've got all these things painted, all these brushes all set up. Okay, so I've got all my brushes all painted up. I even did the 9th can was for the black paint, which I will need. Now I tried to paint this here to separate it from those, which didn't work. They'll only separate if there's another color, but what I can do is this, is to disconnect it from there. Well, it doesn't look all that great, but it'll work. So now I need to paint all of these here different colors. You can see that it automatically disconnected, which is exactly what I wanted to do. Color, because white is going to be the default route. So if it doesn't know in this interface here, we can set all these to all these different colors, and so we essentially have 8 slots here. But what if we want to sort have more than 8 chests? You'd have to, you'd either have to find a way to, there's going to be more than, you're going to need more than 8 chests. Like, the chest for this here is going to fill right up way too quick. So, what you can do is have a default direction, and we'll say that's white. So if an item appears in here, it doesn't appear in any of these slots at all, it'll send it on this white, and the white will be down here. And we can put that right there, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite. So the white will be down here, and it will actually loop around, and there'll be another filter and a sorting machine, and another row of 8 chests this way, with a white default route at the end, and it'll just keep looping back around and forth, looping back around as much as I need, and things will all get sorted out. So I'm going to clean this here up a little bit, sleep through the night, and I'll be back. So I need to make up another can. So tin plates are 1 tin and 2 iron, apparently, in the alloy furnace. And as you can see, it's using up some power, but you really don't use those alloy furnaces all that much. So it's so those two solar panels will be more than adequate. So now I'm going to make another can. I made up some light blue dye, so I just have to grab some more flax seeds and another piece of wool. I can make another brush. So, oh, right, I have to actually make the can first. There we go. And some light blue. And get yourself some paintbrush, like so. And get it all painted up. Perfect. So now they should all have a color. There. So that's where the white spot will go. So that's the default route. So I only need to have it one high there. I believe it has to run into a chest as a filter or as a buffer. If I just use a filter up there, it will only basically store one item. So if there's one item in the default route, that sorting machine will stop, which is something I don't want. So that's how that's going to work. So I think this is probably actually no, I should finish off what I've got here. So I'm going to get this stuff I need, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to need myself a timer. And we make those with some stone wafers, some stone wire, some stone cathode, a pointer, and stone anodes. So there we got our timer. And I didn't get the rest of what I need, so I'll be right back. Okay, now I should have everything. So I've made some stone covers with my saw. So if I surround a red alloy ingot, I should get this stone jacketed wire. And that's going to be useful because I need to make this go straight up and connect this timer here. Here it is. So I'm going to connect this timer like that, and I've created some redstone tubing with just my pneumatic tube and a piece of redstone on top. Make some redstone tube. So that will emit the redstone signal, will pass through it like that. So if I turn this on, we can see that both of those are pulsing, which is exactly what we want. So now I just have to put down a chest like that and give it something to sort. So what do we have here? So we'll take out some dirt, take out some sand, some cobble, and marble. I will use those for now. So that's the green line. So we set this to green. Try that green. So we'll say stone, cobble, sand, and dirt, and marble for good measure. So now, if there's, say, some cobble in here, and we turn this on, it's not gonna work. How embarrassing. Okay, let me figure out what's wrong with this. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got that working. I'm just making a little something here to make it look a little nicer. So, see how this works. So I just basically moved this timer down underneath of it. I tried putting the timer up here, but it didn't leave me enough room to put some kind of an off switch. Oh, that scared the crap out of me. Looks like he dropped a heavy crystal. Excellent. Okay. So, now that I've got this, so this is this filter does need to be right next to the chest. I tried to put that timer up here, it just didn't work, so I moved it down here. So that's going to send the redstone signal up into this pipe, which is going to power this, which is going to power the filter. So if we toss in a piece of cobble, we can see that it went up there, and it came up and down into the green, where it's been filtered. So I did add these filters in the same order, put all the colors down in the same order. Also, if it doesn't have a default route, it will clog up and it will stop working. So I had to do that as well. And something is sucking my frame rate right up. So I'll turn that off for now. And yeah, so I think that's the start of my sorting machine. It's easily expanded. Just basically putting a filter, a sorting machine, a battery, and a solar panel on top over here, connecting to this chest, and you can have another row, and then another row, and another row, and so on and so forth, as much as you need. So that'll be it for this time. Next episode, I'm going to continue on with the forestry. So until then, have a good day.